Hello and welcome to this week's edition of Backpage Blues. I'm Charlie Skillen from the Mail Online, and no, I don't use my own nickname. I'm on my own this week. Usually I'm with that little fella with the silly hair, but he's decided to go to Greece. I've got no idea why, because here in central London it's literally tropical. It's so hot. I think it's the hottest day since 1976. Incredible. I think Chelsea got relegated that year though. No fun. Anyway, we might as well crack straight on. And the biggest Chelsea news this week has nothing to do with the player, nothing to do with the transfer, nothing to do with the manager. It's about Stamford Bridge. I don't know if you've seen them, but Chelsea have released first plans for the new Stamford Bridge. Now this is really exciting. Firstly, because it means we're going to stay in our spiritual home, which is by far the most important thing to me. They've been looking at sites like Battersea Power Station, Earls Court. We're not going to be moving to any of those. Chelsea are going to be staying at Stamford Bridge. Now the Mail had the first pictures exclusively on Monday's paper. And anyone, if you're in the London area, before the end of this week, make sure you go down and look at the plans. It's in the East Stand at Stamford Bridge. Go down and they'll show you the plans for the new 60,000 seat stadium. The pictures to me look really exciting. You can see massive stadium. Really kind of, it looks like it could be quite iconic. We've not gone for kind of an identikit bowl. It seems to have four sides. Seems to have really kind of distinctive architecture. Potentially it's really exciting, and we talk about transfers all the time. This is far more important for the history of the club. This is the future of the club. Unfortunately, it means we're probably going to have to be playing away from Stamford Bridge for 3 years. That remains to be seen where that's going to be. But Abramovich has really poured his heart and soul into this. He's got all different firms of architects working in a big team to sort out things like the exits, the railway lines, the stadium itself. It's going to be a project in excess of 500 million, and it's completely separate funds to the football side of things. And obviously that's what we reported this week. So that's really exciting. And I do urge you to either, if you're not in the area, get on the internet. The pictures will be up on this video. And if you are in the London area before the end of this week, make sure you get down to Stamford Bridge and have a look at those plans, because it's really exciting. On to transfers, and the big news this week is Arda Turan. I know you've seen a lot about it. Me and Rory have talked about it before. The player that all you guys in the comments want from Atletico Madrid seems to be Griezmann. It seems actually more likely that Turan is now going to come. Now, Chelsea now are by far the favourites for Turan. His agent has been, psyching this deal up massively. Atletico Madrid want about 29 million for him. I'm not sure Chelsea are going to pay that much. In fact, we've got players that they would want. Philip Luis would happily go back to Atletico. Atletico want Mohamed Salah, which would kind of fit in with Turan's departure. Turan's a really hard-working player. Mourinho's going to be a massive fan of him. This deal, in fact, could actually be done by the end of this week or the end of next week. Barcelona are also interested, but he's made it perfectly clear he wants to move to the Premier League, he wants to move to London, and he wants to move to Chelsea. We're not going to have a completely clear run at him. Manchester United, Manchester City are also looking at him. But I'd be kind of quite surprised if he ended up elsewhere at this point. That's what we reported this week. And I think if we are going to be signing, an attacking player, I think now Turan is looking to be the one most likely. Another player that we're going to go for certainly is Asmir Begovic from Stoke. Now obviously Petr Cech's gone, we're going to be in need of a reserve keeper. We're going to get Begovic for about 8 million. I think all parties want this deal to happen. Stoke already have another really good goalkeeper in Jack Butland, so he's probably going to fill that hole for them. And Mourinho has got his heart set on Begovic. Now Begovic is homegrown, obviously that's ever more important. Begovic is obviously going to want this move to a Champions League club. The only competition we've got from him is by Aston Villa. Now the only thing that Villa would hold above us is that they can offer him first team football. But I mean, for me, I don't see why Begovic would go there. Stoke finished in the top 10 last year. Obviously Villa only just avoided relegation. We're going to be offering more money than Villa. I think this deal would happen. I'd be very surprised if Asmir Begovic wasn't a Chelsea player next season. Unfortunately, one player we definitely won't be getting, we're asked about this all the time, me and Rory. Paul Pogba, I can't see him going to Chelsea in the slightest. In fact, we reported today that there's Barcelona officials in Italy making deal with Juventus to bring Paul Pogba to Barcelona. Now, the advantage for this, for Juventus, obviously Barcelona are under a transfer ban, and this deal would see Pogba move to Barcelona next season. He'd stay at Juventus. He'd move to Barcelona next summer. Now, obviously that's bad news for Chelsea, because I know everyone was excited about Chelsea possibly making a move. Juventus have officially said he's not for sale, but we've reported today that they will be accepting, they will be looking at offers in excess of 57 million. Obviously that's a massive, massive fee. He's probably worth it because he's one of the most coveted midfielders in the world. I think Chelsea, with FFP in mind, all the noises coming out of Pogba himself, Juventus and Barcelona, this is kind of a match made in heaven. Juventus get to keep one of their stars for an extra year. Barcelona get a marquee signing, even though they've got a transfer ban. And, I think the only possible competition is from Manchester City, but I really think Pogba wants to go to Barcelona. Quick last one, Jeremy Boga, who I know the viewers are a big fan of. He's going to be going to either Marseille or Rayo Vallecano on loan. I'd veer towards Marseille, because Chelsea are kind of thrashing out a deal for them to become, a club that we send a lot of youngsters to. I think it'd be really interesting. He's been undoubtedly been one of the stars of that youth side that's won so much. Under 18 leagues, FA Youth Cups. He's been at the helm of all of it. So it'd be really interesting to see how he gets on in a great league like the French league. I actually hope that happens. I don't see him getting a look in the first team next season, but I hope that happens and he goes to have a decent season at Marseille next year. Anyway, thanks very much. I hope I've been all right without my pal Rory. We're going to do the Q&A next week, and don't worry, I haven't forgotten about the T-shirt, and strangely, some of you seem to want a photo of me and Rory signed and framed. If you want that, please seek help from your nearest doctor, because I can't see why anyone would want that. But no, I haven't forgotten about that. We'll be announcing the winners of that next week. We've kept all your questions from last week. We're going to be doing them all next week in a bumper edition. Thanks for watching this week's Backpage Blues. Make sure you subscribe. Please comment below. Let me know what you think of my solo debut. And Rory will be back next week, so never fear. Anyway, cheers for watching.
Wants to sign for Chelsea. It's being reported that he's going to come for 29 million, and to be